So welcome to this video. Thank you so much for tuning in. So yeah, we're gonna start right off with the seismic activity first, and then we're gonna move towards the volcanic update today with the highlight of Etna and the Kilauea's lava lake, of course. So earthquake update December 28, 2020. Today, days before the full moon, seems to be another day with increased earthquake activity. In the last few hours, there have been 7 earthquakes with magnitudes above 5 and a strong earthquake 6.7. I'm curious what will happen today. Chile earthquake magnitude 6.7. It shook off the Chilean coast last night at 9:39 p.m. UCT. The tremor had a magnitude of 6.7. The hypocenter was 10 kilometers deep. The epicenter was located 142 kilometers west of Coral. The major city of Valdivia is 153 kilometers from the epicenter. The tremor was felt in the La Araucanía, Los Rios, Los Lagos, and Biobío regions. There have been no reports of major damage to date. There have been and are several moderate aftershocks. Chile is often hit by strong earthquakes. In fact, some of the strongest earthquakes in the world manifested themselves here. The reasons can be found in the complex tectonics of the region. 3 tectonic plates meet in front of the Chilean coast. The most dominant tectonic structure is the Chile Rift off the north coast of the country. Then Croatia, 2 earthquakes with magnitudes 5.2 and 5.0. In Croatia, today it shook twice with magnitudes 5.2 and 5.0. The tremors followed each other with an interval of 1 hour and 22 minutes. The epicenters were located 13 kilometers west of Sisak. The hypocenters were at a depth of 10 kilometers. There are numerous reports from people who clearly felt the tremors. Arabian Sea quake magnitude 5.2. An earthquake with a magnitude of 5.2 manifested itself in the mouth of the Gulf of Aden. The hypocenter was located at a depth of 10 kilometers. The epicenter was 348 kilometers northeast of Hadib in Yemen. The quake manifested itself at the Owen fracture zone. Earthquakes often occur there. Indonesia, quake magnitude 5.2. In the Indonesian Molucca Sea, it also shook with a magnitude of 5.2. The hypocenter was located at a depth of 69 kilometers. The epicenter was 170 kilometers south of Tondano. Another quake with magnitude 5.1 manifested itself at a depth of 100 kilometers further north. Here the epicenter was 175 kilometers east of Sarangani. South Indian Ocean, 2 quakes with magnitude 5.1 and 5.0. In the southern Indian Ocean, 2 earthquakes with magnitude 5.1 and 5.0 manifested themselves. The hypocenters were 10 kilometers deep. The epicenters were far from civilization and in the middle of the ocean on the way to Antarctica. So that will be it for the earthquake update. Now we're gonna move on with the Aetna Volcano. So let's get right started. Etna, an update towards the end of the year, December 28, 2020. Etna in Sicily has had a fiery year. First, the long-lasting activity in the central crater, during which a new cone emerged in the foreagin, which now probably marks the highest point of Etna. Then the Strombolian activity in the new southeast crater, which ultimately took place in a series of paroxysm ended. What we are now wondering is whether there will be a year-end fireworks display in the last 3 days of the year. The question cannot be answered, but there is some reason for hope, because Strombolian activity was observed again in the new southeast crater last night. The eruption could be seen very nicely through the notch in the crater rim and mirror, where it gives it a moderate heat signature. As is typical for such eruptions on Etna, the LGS recorded infrasound signals. However, the automatically generated advanced warning level was reduced from red to yellow. The seismic increased significantly significantly in the last 2 days, and the ENGV recorded 23 light earthquakes. The tremor is relatively unmarkable. It remains exciting at the most powerful volcano in Europe. Then, of course, as every day, Kilauea lava lake remains active. The situation at Kilauea in Hawaii is practically unchanged. In the last HBO update from yesterday evening of our time, it said that inflation continues, which it still does, and that the lava lake was 177 meters deep. Its volume is given as 21 million cubic meters, and its dimensions are 790 times 520 meters. At the edge of solidified lava, you could see that that the lake level was already higher. You can currently see on the live cam that there is an area at the edge of the southwest whose surface has frozen. The west vent seems to be less active. It is still uncertain whether a permanent lava lake will establish itself. Sakurajima with a series of eruptions. The Japanese Sakurajima has been more active again since the last night and is producing a series of eruptions. The VAAC reported 4 ash clouds that rose to an altitude of 1,500 meters and were pushed towards the northwest by the strong wind. Then Etna continues strombolians in the evening. Tonight you can see almost continuous strombolian eruptions from the new southeast crater on the Etna live cam. Occasionally the voragine joins in too. Until 2015 that was a sign of an impending paroxysm. Nowadays I have become more cautious with this assessment because we had phases of comparable activity without any paroxysm. However, Etna has already had a few paroxysms in the last week, so it could be coming soon, but the thermal is still moderate. That would be it for today. Thank you for listening and see us tomorrow again.